So real quickly, can you tell us I guess just a bit of background, like what's your inspiration for creating Infinite Warfare?
So there's a lot of factors that inspired it. I mean, the zombies mode has its own sort of inspirations taken from music cues in the 1980s. Multiplayer mode, we really leaned into Infinity Ward tends to work if we come up with themes and foundations and motifs in the single player campaign and bring them into the multiplayer. This year we worked in a similar vein, but then we sort of expanded what you did in the multiplayer where we set this sort of future war old school fight, but we also have these really cool combat rigs and mission teams, and we created a metagame around everything. And so our inspiration for that was, a lot of the single player, and then just thinking about like how people play our game and what would give them the most choices and accessibility as possible. And then for campaign, as I mentioned, we talked to a lot of military advisors about like where we're going to go to war next, where the fight's going to happen, and all of them would point up at the sky and be like, "We're going to war in space. It's going to happen. It's probably inevitable." It's a very plausible future, and people are preparing for that as it is. And we wanted to tell this war story, and having this unique setting gave us all these opportunities that we probably wouldn't have had if we set it in a different location.
Although that's kind of scary, though. I mean, like,
yeah.
Particularly if they're saying already, the next war is going to be like up there and everything.
Yep.
Okay. As you know, Call of Duty has been in the business, or it's been one of the longest running IPs ever in the PlayStation genre.
Yep.
How hard is it to still innovate? I mean, considering you have all of those backstories, you have all of those games that you have to build on, and in terms of how gamers are, the gaming behavior changes year after year. They want something better, something bigger. Do you look at those as do you look at those trends? Do you
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, we look at how people are playing our game, and it informs a lot of our decisions on what we make moving forward. But we also look on just like the overall pop culture landscape and what people are into. And another big reason we decided to go to space is that you have Scott Kelly living in space for a year. You have SpaceX blasting rockets out into space. You have NASA journeying to Mars. You have Star Wars movies coming back around. It's in the pop culture zeitgeist right now, and so that sort of thing we lean into pretty heavily. And Call of Duty has always been not only the standard bearer of the military fantasy, it's also been a purveyor of pop culture.
Do you have aside from this, do you have any other favorite Call of Duty titles that personal favorite?
Yeah, personally, my personal favorite was Modern Warfare 1. When I played it in 2007, get on the cargo ship, and I'm walking around, and the MiG shoots it, and it starts to flood, and Price tells me to get up. It's just one of those moments where you're like, holy shit, this is like intense and really fun. I never really thought that it'd be cool to like be in a soldier's boots, but it made that cool in a weird sort of way, and it created this really great experience for me.
So I guess the last question is, what can the fans look forward to after Infinite Warfare?
DLC content. We're working on our DLC content. Our different things, and I can't talk about that too much or I'll get killed. But we have a lot of ideas about what we want to do, and then we have, we'll see where it goes next. Next year there's going to be the next studio is going to be up to bat.
I guess just a follow-up question on that. I mean, VR is such a big thing right now. It's like the darling of the whole gaming industry. Mm-hmm. Do you think you're going to be using a lot of that moving forward?
I mean, it was really cool to work on the Jackal VR experience, and we hired ex-Infinity Ward people, a studio called Paper Crane, to help make us that for, originally it was just for Call of Duty XP, and we're like, oh, this is awesome, let's put it out there. And so, there's definitely interest in there, and we'll have to see how that market does and if it's something we want to do. But like creatively speaking, yeah, it's very, very compelling. But if we go to that sort of thing, the time will tell. It's just, we try and there's only so much work you can do, and DLC is a big chunk of that right now, and so we're focused on making the best DLC we can.
Just one more thing. Given the potential of VR, what's your creative wish list?
Oh wow!
Like if there's one thing
personally,
you wish VR could achieve.
I want a holodeck. I want to go into a room and be like bottom of the ninth, 2 outs, World Series. Like that's what I want. And someday, hopefully, we'll get there. Like that sort of fantasy, that Star Trek fantasy of just being able to create this world around you. Like I'm in a bad mood. Can I have 97 puppies come hug me? That sort of thing. Like one of those things would be amazing. I think the VR I've played, I think is just getting this down to create just compelling experiences and in a way that are bite-sized. I kind of love that about VR. It's bite-sized. And most of them are. Some of them are a little bit longer, but they're also highly replayable. So like you get into this world and that sort of thing. So hopefully we get to the holodeck someday because that'll be amazing.
Yeah, that'll kick ass.
Yeah, that'd be the best. But we'll see where VR goes from there.